Now, what is going on, boys and girls? So my name is Orb, and it is currently 2 a.m. and I'm up because my sleep schedule is absolutely messed up. But some of you already know that my sleep schedule tends to be a tad bit messed up from time to time. But this whole video that we're gonna do right now and the commentary that I'm about to record is on my life, pretty much. My journey from when I was a kid through my teen years, when until I was like 20-ish, and I decided to transform my body. And we're gonna have pictures and well, probably pictures you haven't seen before on the screen as we go by. But this video may end up being kind of long, and I'm not sure if we're gonna have gameplays in the background or what we're gonna show in the background. I don't really know. I'm kind of recording this and I will edit it afterwards, so not really sure what we're gonna have, but pictures, maybe some pictures you haven't seen before. We shall see. But yeah, let's begin. So, growing up as a kid in Sweden, I think I had every possibility to live an active and healthy life. I was a very energetic child, and I loved to run around and just cause mayhem and just being overly energetic. And I was very social. I had lots of friends, and I loved making people laugh. And this is something I really want to note, because to this day, and something that has sort of come back now, is that I love making people feel good. I love making people smile or crack a laugh from time to time. It's a great feeling, and that is something that has gone through me or gone with me for a long time since I was a kid. But yeah, going back to the story at hand. So at the age of 7, I decided to join a local floorball team. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that term, floorball. I think it's mainly a European thing, right? I'm not quite sure, but I'm gonna have pictures on the screen so you can know what the hell I'm talking about when I say floorball. And I was in that team for about 3 years before I decided that I wanted to pursue my goal of becoming a long distance runner. So at the practice, at some of our practices for a floorball team, we used to do kind of long runs to obviously build up endurance, build up speed, efficiency, and yeah, as I said, overall endurance, right? And while I was doing that, I noticed that I was better than everybody else. Not by a ton, not by a ton, not by a lot, or not by a stretch. But I was noticing that I was, getting better results than everybody else. And I felt good about that. I felt good because I haven't really been, super talented at anything up until that age. Obviously, age 7, so don't really have much to go on, right? But at that point in time, I felt it was a good feeling to know that I could actually accomplish something and be good at something. So I decided to pursue long distance running, and this is something that was good because I had a lot of success, and with that I built up confidence. I was very proud of my accomplishments and my improvements, but after that came the dreaded teen years. So I noticed that my priorities changed from trying to become, the best runner I could be, to noticing girls more and more and hanging out with friends, and the focus shifted more towards having a good time and enjoying myself. And I was always known as the class clown, and as I said before, I loved making people laugh, so that was always something that was a center part of my life. So if I could make somebody laugh, I would do that over, being a good student, right? So I would, stand up in the classroom and do goofy stuff, which may not have been, the most clever thing, and kind of disrespectful to the teacher. But like most teens, you care a lot about what people say about you. And I think, when I think about myself, I mean, I got bullied for being weird and different. And around that same time is where I got my first PC. So my family was fortunate enough to buy a PC through my dad's work. They had like a sale of some sort with like a discount. At least that's what they said, or at least that's what they tricked my dad into thinking. So we got a PC. So when I was getting bullied and kind of teased for being weird and different and doing goofy stuff and being super energetic and just being all over the place, I just kind of took comfort in the PC and playing video games in my room at home, right, in the comfort of my own home. And I know it sounds kind of cliche to say that, you know, oh, the PC consumed me, and oh, the PC is bad, bad, bad because it keeps kids, you know, away from being social and being out there. But to me at the time, it was kind of a safe zone, because I was being bullied for many different reasons, and you know, friends at that age are very, you know, it's very me. So when they see that somebody's getting bullied, they're like, oh, I don't want to get bullied myself, so better, you know, back away from him. And that's kind of what happened. So I kind of took comfort in the PC and playing video games and having a good time, and I started spending more and more time in front of my PC. And this is how I got into gaming and competitive gaming even. So gaming took up more and more time as I started playing games more competitively, and therefore my grades and friendships kind of suffered a bit. And since my friendships were going down the tubes, I got severely insecure about myself. And when you notice that friends kind of shy away from you, you're like, oh, something is wrong with me, right? I mean, it's not them. I mean, all of them are backing away from me, so the problem has to be me. And I got very, very insecure and very depressed about that. And you know, with that, I focused more and more time and effort into trying to make it in the competitive gaming scene and trying to make a splash in the Counter-Strike 1.6 scene. So that is what I tried. So, you know, fast forwarding many years of playing Counter-Strike and playing games overall and building. I mean, I built a lot of friendships online, don't get me wrong, but as far as my social, it's different socializing on the internet and doing it, you know, offline. I don't know if you have the same, if you're the same way. Maybe you're blessed with being super, you know, comfortable offline and online. It has helped me a lot with, you know, being on YouTube and having lots of online friendships, and then meeting at events and stuff. That has really helped out a ton. But there is a difference. There is a difference, at least there was for me. And at the age of 18, I pretty much hit rock bottom. So I weighed in at 84 kilograms, which is 185 pounds. And at this point in time, I did not have an ounce of muscle. I couldn't even bench press 40 kilos. I couldn't bench press, 88 pounds on my own, which was at the time less than my body weight. Less than half of my body weight. Sorry, I got confused there. So, one night, while I was going to bed, I realized how bad I actually felt. I realized how I hated myself and how I looked, and at the bottom line, how I felt about myself. So, I was insecure, I was fat, I was unsocial, I was, you know, weak, I was hated in school, and it was just not a good time. And a lot of my aspects of my life were that way. They were not something I was really excited for. There was not a lot of things in life that I was excited for. So I was tired of feeling sorry for myself. I was tired of feeling this way. So I decided, as soon as I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna start my journey to become the strongest version of myself. If you watch Elliot Hulse and his YouTube channel, he talks a lot about that, and he's been a big inspiration for me in my life and in my journey to becoming the strongest version of myself. But I finally realized that, you know, enough is enough. Why should I feel sorry about, you know, why should I feel sorry for myself? It's super easy to sit here and say that, oh, I can't do this and that because I have limitations, and I mean, oh, I'm obese, so I can't do anything about it, or oh, I have a bad knee, so I can't get in shape, or oh, my arm hurts when I do this exercise. But get around it. That was something I never really grasped. Like, get around the problem, work around the problem. Research, do everything you possibly can before realizing or before coming to the conclusion that you can't do it, right? There's so much more. I saw a lot of in the comment section of my transformation video where people said, oh, Orb, I don't know how to get in shape. Well, that's your first problem. That is your first problem right there. Educate yourself. Go online. I feel like the first step that everybody should do is just go for it. Don't sit and research and do all that, even though that's super beneficial. I feel like it's more important to learn along the way. And I think it's more important to just go instead of waiting and thinking that, you know, my day will come one day. I'm gonna just, you know, read up on how to, you know, fix my nutrition first, and then I'll get going. No, get going now, and then do the work as you get on your journey, as you start your journey. Do the research while you're doing it, and you're gonna see that a lot of the research is not going to apply to you. Your body type and how your body works and how your mind works and what your taste is in things, it's going to be different from the research you do. Obviously, some of them are going to be very basic on how to do certain exercises, but something you're going to notice along the way is that, you know, I'm getting way off track here. This was going to be a commentary on my life, right? But you need to realize that it's very different, and just kind of just go on. Jesus, let's get back to where we were. Sorry, I get on tangents sometimes. I'm sorry. Where were we? I was talking about becoming the strongest version of myself. So, something I would love to tell you guys is that I beat all the odds. I threw away all the bad habits immediately. I started training 6 times a week in a, you know, strict regiment, and I really, you know, seized the day. But unfortunately, my transformation has been no fairy tale like I imagine a lot of other transformations out there. I probably made every mistake in the book when it comes to fitness, training, and nutrition. There's so many things that I've done wrong. I had a very rocky start, but all I knew was that I wanted to get rid of my belly. I mean, I dreamt about having visible abs, and it almost felt as if I would never get to that point in my entire life. And, you know, it felt like if I would ever get to that point, though, my entire life would turn around. I feel like if I would ever get those abs, that's when my life would turn around. I would get friends, I would get girls, I would get, you know, I would pursue, you know, work, education, all that. My entire life would fall into place just by getting 6-pack abs, right? It sounds stupid. It is stupid. It is stupid to think that way. Now, with this goal in mind of having the 6-pack abs, I exercised and did everything I could to try and lose weight. But no dice, no luck, no cigar. After months of barely losing any weight, I decided to read up more on nutrition to see what I was missing. So I Googled up how to lose weight or something along those lines, and I clicked on the first possible link. Like everybody else, I do my research, you know, through the ways I can. Obviously, Google being the easiest one. Obviously, you know, just typing out, getting search results, and then you can kind of go from there and, you know, pick what you think is believable and what you think is absolutely garbage. But that is what I did, how to lose weight on Google, and I clicked the first link. So they talked about calories in versus calories out, and that I had to eat less. So said and done, I started eating less. And when I say less, I mean way less. I was so anxious of seeing my abs now that I cut my calories to 1,100 a day. 1,100 calories a day is pretty much a given that you're gonna put your body in a catabolic state, which when your body gets less calories in and your body is like, hey dude, what are you doing here? We're trying to, you know, survive here. It's gonna go into survival mode. And when it can't get the nutrition from the calories coming in because it's so few calories, it's gonna start numbing on my muscles, right? And that is exactly what happened. And I do not recommend for anybody to get on this obsessive diet, but I was obsessed and stupid enough to do it. For me at the time, it was like I hit heaven. At the time when I did it, it was like I hit heaven. Because every day I stepped on the scale, I lost 3 hectogram, which is I think pretty much like 0.2 pounds or 0.3, 0.2. It's kind of a lot for like losing that every single day, right? And that is what I did. So after not seeing results for the longest time and constantly going up in weight, down in weight, up in weight, down in weight, not really getting anywhere and struggling with working out a lot and, you know, the nutrition, and now finally seeing that, you know, I'm dropping freaking, you know, 0.2 pounds every single day I step on the scale, that is something that I was really excited about. But all shortcuts have a backside. So from all the years of long distance running and training track, I had really strong and enduring legs. Not really muscular as far as, you know, a bodybuilder would be muscular, but really enduring legs. Since I was running, you know, what is that, 10 miles pretty much every week. And then even above that, some weeks it was crazy. Some, you know, when competitions were happening, I was running a lot. So a lot of that hard work, a lot of that competition running, a lot of that practice, all of those practice hours, so many practice hours, all that hard work, all that pain, all that sacrifice, and all that dedication was pretty much for nothing, since my body decided that, hey, I need the calories to survive, I need something. It pretty much ate up my legs. The legs were probably the only part of me that I had some shape of muscle in. I was skinny fat, and that expression sounds kind of silly, but skinny fat, what I mean by that is low amounts of muscle and high body fat percentage. And a lot of people don't get that when they talk about weight. They're like, oh, you only weigh that much. Well, that's silly. Well, muscle weighs more than fat. So you can't really only go on weight. You have to go on, you know, how you look and all that. But once again, I'm kind of going away from the story. So, as I said, I was cutting calories. I was feeling good, right? But as I said, all shortcuts have a backside. It decided to eat up my legs. And something I noticed is that I had way less power and strength in my legs after cutting for so long. And all of a sudden, I couldn't lose more weight. I think when I hit about 60 kilos, which is 132 pounds, that's when it just kind of stopped. And that's when I got depressed again. I mean, this system had been working for so long where I lost 0.2 pounds a day, and now all of a sudden it stopped, and it seemed like everything was for nothing. So I got depressed again, and I decided to ask a nutritionist for help, and she strongly advised me against losing more weight, and instead encouraged me to gain weight. And I thought she was mad, but her point was very simple to understand. If you add more weight, you build more muscle, and in doing so, you increase your daily caloric burn, which will make it easier to lose body fat. Meaning, if you have more muscle on your body is gonna demand more energy to, you know, stay afloat. So it's gonna burn more calories a day. And that is exactly how it works. So that is what she advised me on, and that is when I took my next big step in my journey. From early 2012 to now, I started focusing more on my nutrition, and this is the thing I want you all to focus on if you want to get in shape. Food is very, very important, and it took me 2 years into my journey to even remotely grasp the importance food has on your body. I can tell you right now that you don't have to exercise at all. You don't have to do any cardio as long as you keep on your diet and your nutrition. If you keep track on your calories in versus calories out, you will lose weight. You will lose weight, and people don't really realize that. They're thinking, oh, but Joel, I'm out doing cardio, you know, 6 times a week, and nothing is really happening. Then you're doing something terribly wrong with your nutrition, and that is why it's not, you know, going together. I would say adding cardio to speed up the process or make the process a bit easier, because of course, if you exercise more, you can eat more, and you want nutrients in your body. I would say that I would rather increase the cardio than cutting the calories too low, just for the simple fact of you're actually getting nutrients through your body. You're actually, even though they might, you know, be going through your system pretty quickly, at least they're going through your system. So that is kind of my point of view on that. So when I started this whole process and when I wanted to get in shape, just like everybody else, I knew I needed to stay away from unhealthy stuff, but I never really got a feel for what it actually meant to consume healthy and well-balanced meals day out and day in. I mean, you could do it for a couple of days, and, you know, come weekend, you would, you know, cheat a bit, you would drink soda or eat a pizza or eat fries or whatever the case may be. But doing it day in and day out is something that will turn out to be a challenge, but if you do the appropriate preparation, I would say preparation with meals is the most important thing. If you want to stay on your diet and on your nutrition, preparation and preparing food for the week is something I would really, really recommend to you guys. So as soon as I started doing that, I saw great results. And I'm still no heavy hitter weight-wise, but I mean, even you gotta admit, even if you're the biggest hater of mine out there, you have to be able to, you know, be able to look at the before picture and the after picture. Tell me which one looks the best. Tell me when I weighed 60 kilos in the mid picture to the 65 kilos, you know, 1 year later, which one looks the best. So going on only weight is not really something I would recommend when you're like, oh, you're weighing this much and you're this tall. Oh, that doesn't make sense. We're all different, and as I said, muscle weighs more than fat. So as I said, I'm still no heavy hitter, but I still feel like I made a big progress just by simply looking at my body. Obviously with my mindset and everything, that's a huge improvement. Confidence, everything that has to do with that has been a big improvement. But of course, the visual of transforming your body, in my eyes, it has been a success, even though I've done so many mistakes. But once again, you learn from your mistakes, guys. So to end off this already too long video, I want to make something clear, and that is that the transformation video that I uploaded is not a mean for me to brag or show off my success to the world. My hopes and intentions are that it motivates you and inspires you to maybe start your own journey, or maybe even continue on your journey if you already begun it. But as I said myself in the previous commentary, and as I've said on Twitter a couple of times now, is that the real transformation is not what you see in the pictures. It is not a weight change. It is not something visual. It is not a body change. It is from within. I've developed and changed so much about how I perceive life and how I approach it and how I feel about myself and my confidence. And I want you guys to realize that it's so much more than looks, even though it may seem like that in the beginning. Of course, as I said before and in the beginning, that was the sole purpose of me starting my journey. But as you go by, you're gonna notice that you're doing it for your own self, and you don't do it because you want to look good in pictures, or you want to look good for, you know, a guy or girl out there. That is not the point. It is just a good bonus, if you will. So that is going to be everything, guys. Thank you so much for listening to me for this long. Sorry for kind of trailing off there in the middle, but I get sidetracked sometimes. I'm no professional when it comes to this YouTube business or commentaries overall, even though I've been doing them for quite some time. I'm still kind of that goofy, energetic kid that kind of just, you know, goes with the flow. And if I feel like saying something or you know, talking about something, I will do it. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. So have an amazing day, and I will see you when I see you later. Bye.